Have you ever gotten a palm reading done before? Have you ever wondered what the lines on your hands mean? There's so many different forms of divination out there, and today what we're going to be discussing on the Wildflower Woo Woo Shows, episode 15, is palmistry. So thank you so much for joining us. I'm Michelle Wildflower, the host and facilitator for the Women's Empowerment and Spiritual Awakening Retreats. We actually have one coming up August 4th through the 6th. That's the mother-daughter retreat, and there are just a couple spaces left. So if you feel called to join us, then you should definitely go to naturesmysteries.com and see, the workshops that we have available. And if any of them you have questions or anything like that, we're always happy to answer any questions you might have. And if you feel called, usually those that are meant to join us feel the calling. So if you feel it, come. We'd love to have you join us and meet your beautiful spiritual daughter. So today, for the palmistry episode, I'm not sure if you know, but palmistry is also known as chiromancy. And it's thought that it's actually believed that it was brought to us from ancient India, and then it kind of spread throughout the world. But the lines of our hands have a lot to do, can tell us about our characteristics and our paths that we choose in life, our friendships, our commitments, the life path we choose, like I said, how kind of like the complexity of our journey, our obstacles. And there's many different forms of divination. Like I said, you could use tarot cards, or you could do an astrology chart. You could also use runes, and palmistry is just one of many different kinds. But of all the different ones, palmistry is one that kind of takes a lot of practice and research and studying to really grasp, because there's so much to it. You know, it's not just the lines of your hands, it's also how long they are, and the mounds, like the mounds of your hand, where it feels kind of like the fleshy parts, those have to do with the 7 planets. And those would be the sun, the moon, Mars, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, and Saturn. And but first I wanted to say, I got a little distracted there. But first I wanted to say, sometimes people wonder if, I feel like this isn't really straight. Let me just fix it a little bit. Sorry about that. Sometimes people wonder if, I feel like it's still not straight. I don't know if it bothers you as much as it bothers me, but if it's not straight, I just feel like you feel like I'm in a crooked building. My husband spent a lot of time trying to make sure that this place was straight, so. Okay, is that better? I think so. Okay, good. Thanks for bearing with me as we get everything straight. So, you could either, if you're wondering which would be the correct hand to read, actually it would be both of them, because the non-dominant hand actually reveals personality and character, whereas the dominant hand shows how these traits have been actualized in practice. And together they reveal how a person is utilizing their potential in this lifetime. The lines actually form narratives and predict future happenings. The meanings of the lines are determined by analyzing their length, their depth, and the curvature of them. So if we were to look here, okay, can you guys see? Okay, so this is your heart line, and this is your headline, and this is actually your lifeline. And so we're going to talk, all the other lines, there's so many other lines and so many other things to talk about, really. But we're not going to be here all day, so we're just going to limit it to those 3 lines. Does that sound good with you? You can type yes in the comments if you're with me. And by engaging with me, that actually helps to anchor this information in. Even if you're watching the replay, you can still type yes in the comments and interact a little bit. And like I said, that will help anchor the information in. So the headline actually shines light on our intellectual curiosities and pursuits. And remember, that's the line right here that's in the center of our hand. And it reveals the lessons that we need to learn in this lifetime. The complexity of an individual's mental pursuits corresponds with the line's depth, like how deep it is, while the line's length reveals the broadness of the topics that they will choose to explore. A wavy line signifies progressive thinking, while a straight line reveals more of a traditional approach. So you can look at your headline and try to see, whether it's kind of straight or wavy. You can see mine's it's kind of straight, huh? So, not that I feel traditional at all, but it just gives you an idea. A break in the line signifies mental strife, or more optimistically, mental breakthroughs and epiphanies. The heart line, so now if we talk about the heart line, which is that one right there, the heart line is also known as our love line, and it has a lot to do with our love life, our relationships, heart, including romance, friendship, and commitments. And after identifying where it is on the person's hand, because, your hand might look much different than mine. My other hand looks much different than that one. So after you identify where it is, then you're going to look and you're going to see if it comes out under the index finger or closer to the middle finger. And mine actually comes in the middle of both of them. So I wonder what your guys are like. If yours does too, or where yours comes down. If everybody's is in the middle, but I guess it's not, because it could be under one or the other. And whether it begins below the middle or index finger, if it begins below the index finger, it reveals that odds are you're pretty content in your relationships. If it begins below the middle finger, it could reveal that you were restless. So you definitely want to make sure that you have a good partner, because if you have a good partner, you're less likely to become restless, right? So if you're someone who is not in a good relationship and you feel, like you're restless, then definitely, because you already have that tendency to be restless. So you really need to make sure that you're in a good relationship and that the person is supporting you so that you don't feel restless, because you already have that tendency and you know that about yourself, right? So the lifeline, this is your lifeline right there. You see mine. And it's located under your headline, right? The lifeline, is located under your headline. That's right. Sorry about that. And your lifeline reveals your experiences, vitality, and zest. The depth of the line suggests the richness of your experience, while the length reveals others' influences on your individual path. And if you have a short lifeline, that signifies independence and autonomy. So, you kind of like to do things on your own. And if it's broken, that doesn't signify a short life or anything like that. It's not how long you will live. It just signifies like that independence and autonomy, that you're someone who just kind of likes to maybe not be in the group with everyone else, and that you're kind of off on your own. Maybe you're making your own path through the woods. You're not just following the trail that everyone else does. So if anyone ever tells you, oh, you have a broken lifeline, you're going to have a short life, don't believe them. That's not true, okay? So we don't want to have any curses or anything like that we're subliminally giving ourselves, because we know that our thoughts are creating our entire reality, right? So we want to make sure that our thoughts are positive and that what we are thinking is beneficial to our health and to our future results and attaining that which we desire. And at the Mother-Daughter Women's Empowerment and Spiritual Awakening Weekend Retreat, we're actually talking a lot about that, a lot about self-care, teaching your daughter how to set healthy boundaries with others and ways to set her intention and to keep that negative self-talk away, right? Because especially if you're a teenager, the retreat that is August 4th through the 6th, the mother-daughter one, is actually for mothers and daughters aged 10 and up. So, you know, those years up until you're adult, those could be the hardest ones where you have all that negative self-talk and peers telling you and judging you. And that's what we're trying to do at the retreat, is create a non-judgmental, intimate, safe container for your daughter and yourself to explore your spirituality. Maybe make some new friends, find your tribe. The cost of the retreat actually includes 2 nights lodging lakeside over Lake Memphremagog. It's very beautiful. There's 4 cottages, and 2 of them will be where the participants reside. And then one of the cottages, they're all named after berries. So strawberry and blueberry are where the participants stay. Huckleberry is the common area, and that's where we'll have meditation, workshops, any kind. I mean, ideally we would do it outside, but if we couldn't do it outside, we have this nice, beautiful common area that's very calming, has an esoteric library, lots of floor pillows, and it's a wonderful area with Buddhas and crystals, and it's a very relaxing place that even if you just wanted to escape from everybody for a little bit, there's a nice big comfy chair in there, and you could sit in there next to the esoteric library and just enjoy a little time to yourself as well. That's always an option. And then the last cottage is Raspberry, and that's where the facilitators stay. That's where all of the cooking classes will be. There will be 6 cooking classes, and all the meals are included, and they'll all be fresh, organic, vegetarian meals. So if you're interested in learning some healthy recipes, you're welcome to join us. And if your ideal retreat would not include any kind of cooking, then you can just watch the view and we'll call you when dinner is ready. There's no cooking or cleaning done by any of the participants, because this retreat is all about you taking the time for yourself to explore your spirituality, open up your intuition, and just connect with others. So we'll take care of the dishes and cooking and all of that, and you are just focusing on yourself and bonding with your daughter, and hopefully, like I said, she'll find her tribe. And especially if she's in high school or starting high school soon, then you know that those can be the hardest years, and just having 1 or 2 close friends that aren't judging you is sometimes the one thing that helps you keep your sanity. You know what I mean? So if that is something that calls to you, we'd love to have you join us. You can go to naturesmysteries.com. Like I said, we have 2 spaces left, so there's not a lot of availability, but we are having a sale. There's a 15% off sale going on right now that's available for a limited time. And like I said, if you feel the calling, you should hop on over there, sign up today so you don't miss out. We would feel bad if you missed it and you wanted to attend. But if that did happen, we have retreats twice a year. So if you don't make it to this one, we'll have another one probably next May that we would hope to see you at if you're not able to make it to this one, or you can just come to all of them, right? Okay, so I think that's about all that I had to say today about palmistry and the ancient art. But I appreciate you all for tuning in, and if you have any questions, you can always pop them in the comments. You can follow us on Instagram at Vermont Women Empowerment Retreats. And if there's any other events that you're interested in that we might be hosting, you can go to our Women's Empowerment and Spiritual Awakening Retreats Facebook page and see we actually have a pendulum dowsing workshop coming up tomorrow evening that's free, that you can sign up for in the event page or go on to Eventbrite. So I really appreciate you for tuning in and checking us out and learning all about things woo. And if, like I said, you want to take it a little bit further, you could come to the retreat. There's so much magic going on there. Eagles flying over. I've actually gotten pictures of Spirit. We have just so much fun, so many laughs. It's an incredible weekend, and we'd love to have you join us if you feel the calling. So take care, everyone. I hope you're able to enjoy this beautiful weather. And if today it's not raining, but if you're someone who's been suffering from the impact of these floods in the Vermont area, I'm really sorry. My heart goes out to you. And if it's someone who has had devastation and destruction and doesn't know where to start, and you need me to make a GoFundMe for you, I would be more than happy to do that. So you could just reach out to me. A GoFundMe is just a platform where people are able to donate money to. I would do it for free as a gift. I have nothing to do with the money after. It's all for you, and people would just be able to donate money to your cause to help you rebuild. So that's always an option for any of the folks who have been impacted by these floods that I would like to offer as a way of helping. Just a small thing I could do, but if we could raise funds to further your difficulties and challenges so that they aren't so difficult, then I would be more than happy to do that. So feel free to reach out to me on Messenger. You could call me at 802-624-6540, or you can email me at naturesmysteriesinfo@yahoo.com. Okay, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. It's good to see you. I hope you're well, Pat, and take care.